What's going on, everyone? This week, flat pack furniture, fluoride in the water, and effing Port Adelaide. What's going on, everyone? We're here with episode 140 of the Storm of the Beach podcast, talking about all things great and garbage this week. What's going on, Keelan?
Thank you, Isaac. Yeah, happy to be here. I'd like to begin by commending your can cracking abilities, as always.
Thank you. I was struggling with the grip to start with. It was a bit condensated and a bit slippery, but got it in the end.
Well, if it's that condensation, I would very much expect it to be sitting on a coaster. It's good, sir.
It's in a stubby holder.
That'll do. All right, cool.
In a mesh.
Looking after
what looks like a pen
Storm on the
basket.
Beach news desk.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Good work. But yes, as you alluded to, flat pack furniture. I've been building it.
Very good. Jump over to the YouTube.
You see me waving about at some white shelves, sorry. Yes.
White stuff.
White stuff. White stuff, you say. Yeah, so, did the old Swedish excursion, went to IKEA, date night, if you will. Took the miss out for dinner and got fish and chips at IKEA. Didn't get the Swedish meatballs.
You didn't feel like having horse for dinner?
Although Mum was there as well, and she got the plant-based meatballs, and they were
not meatballs.
I think they literally call them not meatballs. Yes.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
And they're actually quite good.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, they probably have an endless supply of them too, because they can just shake out the boxes and sawdust that comes out. They can just throw into the.
I saw that coming as soon as you said it.
Into the mix with a bit of herbs and spices.
Yeah, anyone that receives dodgy IKEA furniture and returns it, that goes through a wood chipper straight onto the canteen.
Just gets hosed down and then squeezed into meatball shapes.
They leave it soaking overnight just to make sure it's chewable.
Yeah.
What you haven't heard, perhaps, is the dessert recommendations from IKEA.
I haven't.
And they have I think they called it a macchiato mud cake or macchiato cake or whatever. And it was essentially just a tiramisu without the bicky layer.
Yeah.
But it was just like chocolate mud, but like on its way to a sponge in density.
Yeah.
And then coffee cream.
Yeah.
It was fucking incredible.
Sounds nice.
Yeah. Don't share that if you're going with someone else. Buy one each.
And how was the dessert hot dog that you had?
By the time we walked through the warehouse and I had fully loaded a trolley with these bad boys, it was a bit of a workout. So I did have to replenish the energy on double fist and dogs. They had run out of all the toppings because it was 8:30 p.m. So no onion was available. And as I said in the chat earlier in the week, the Costco dog does take the cake.
Yeah, I made a couple comments from you based on your photo. One was it looked like the hot dogs had been cooked under an IKEA lamp. As far as colouring goes, they looked pretty horrendous. It looked like they'd been, not even cooked under the hot sun. They would have got a bit browner under the sun, I reckon.
Well, to be fair, they make you order on a screen now for ultimate efficiency.
Of course.
And then 35 seconds later, someone's like, "Hey, yeah, here's your hot dogs." Or however Swedish people sound. So, yeah, I can't imagine they were sitting under much.
No,
but they were there for a very long time.
Probably not. And I did make a comment about your sauce job, which, given it came out of gigantic pump tub, makes a bit of sense. But
full of air too. It was, if if that pump tub was, your digestive tract, it would be my sauce job would be the kind of poo you wouldn't want to do in a public toilet.
Yes,
it was half gas.
A situation. Yeah,
exactly that. Yeah.
But yeah, the sauce job didn't not look like the very last frame of a pornographic film.
The photo I sent also definitely paled out the colours too. So
yes.
the IKEA mustard isn't American mustard yellow to begin with, and then definitely was borderline off-white by the time Facebook had its way with it. So,
yep, and just sprayed all over the buns as well.
Yeah, one of them was a bit dodgy. The first one, when I didn't know what was going on, and I thought the whole thing was empty.
Mm-hmm.
May have had a moment.
Fair enough. Well, seems like a successful trip, regardless.
It was definitely successful. And the throwaway in the intro is I am drinking fluoride in my water now.
Mm-hmm.
But what's going on with you?
Thanks for asking. I was just going to throw in one last IKEA anecdote.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, please.
It's been a while, probably a good couple of years since I've been to an IKEA, and I go there for one thing and one thing only. If there's one thing that you get from IKEA in the future ever, Ziploc bags. They might have the best Ziploc bags on the market. Thick, double seal, great for freezing stuff, all the sizes you want. Comes in a pack that has between 10 and 20 of each size and 2 separate sizes in each box.
Are you talking about the Istad resealable bag?
Yes. And they're coloured.
They got designs on them and shit.
Yeah, they got designs on them.
So this isn't your average sandwich bag.
No,
this is a wash and reuse situation.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, okay. But not marketed as a reusable, but definitely could.
They aren't. Well, they're marketed as resealable for sure.
Yes. How much is a box nowadays?
A 30 pack.
Mm-hmm.
Which seems to be a combination of 6 litre and 4.5 litre bags.
Yep. So that's the max size that they do.
Oh, those are big bags.
Yeah.
It's $3.50
bread in one of those. Yep. See? Bargain. That'll be the best $3.50 you've ever spent on Ziploc bags in your life. And here's a trick for young players who are looking for these. Instead of having to navigate the labyrinth that is IKEA to find where these are, they're usually just by the exit. Like just inside where the checkout is, they'll be there. So just go in the exit and then grab them and then you can leave. And you don't have to spend 3 hours trying to navigate.
You can just
IKEA.
Look at the map as you walk in that tells you the shortcuts too. You just go through the shortcuts, mate.
Yeah, but the shortcuts are like the shortcuts your granddad would take you on when you were on a trip with him. It would take you twice as long.
But they're scenic. Also, if you're at the checkout, grab some frozen Swedish meatballs. I did the math. The protein to calorie is actually surprisingly good. Horse meat kind of lean.
Yeah, and it would be just an all-out waste if those once great racehorses went to a complete waste and went to pet food.
And if you're really worried about the calories, I got chicken ones now too.
Those may or may not be pelican or ibis meatballs.
Fucking ew.
Imagine how many meatballs you could have a pelican. Imagine
how disgustingly marinated from the inside out a bin chicken meatball.
I was just thinking of how you'd have to have like a very large size spit roast going to cook a pelican wing in one bit. Like how big the flat is on a pelican wing.
You'd need one of those barrel smokers,
or
something, just for one wing.
Yeah, you're not doing the the push all the meat in, like twist the flat bones apart and then push all the meat in one side and eating it in one go on a pelican wing.
No.
That's for sure.
You're absolutely not slurping that one down.
No, definitely not.
And just quietly on the IKEA product page for the meatballs, they say, just as tasty warm as they are cold.
Great.
For example, halved as a sandwich topping, if you so will.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, I can't recommend that. But only because I haven't tried it.
Well, that might be your next topic of investigative journalism.
I see myself going to IKEA again in the near future.
Probably to grab some Ziploc bags. You can't see it, but this corner of the room here currently has nothing on the wall because we couldn't decide. And I reckon I need something there. So I'll go for a cabinet. And some Ziploc bags.
And some frozen meatballs.
Yeah, excellent.
And I'll try the fresh ones too. I'll get a 1-to-1 comparison of how they taste frozen and how they taste actually
I don't know if the recommendation was frozen.
No.
Jesus, this thing's fucking hard.
Instructions unclear. Inserted it anally.
Didn't specify how cold it could be.
Shelved the meatballs. Anyway, any butchers? No, what's going on with you?
Thank you for asking. Besides fantasizing about eating pelican wings, went and got a COVID booster. Because I'm a loser like that on Saturday. No,
I thought your internet had been performing better than usual.
Exactly. Yeah. No, it's going around, and I felt like my 5G was lacking a bit in certain spots, so thought I could kill two birds with one stone there. So I'm feeling a bit below average at the moment. Felt pretty not great yesterday, but still had a delightful Mother's Day breakfast with parents, grandparents, aunties and uncles, extended family. I supplied the eggs. But
I laughed because I was like, you paused so long there. And I was gonna just jump in and say, with your dad.
My dad was there, yes.
Yeah.
But toughed it out.
That's Beer Traveller Oz on Instagram.
That is Beer Traveller Oz on Instagram. Check him out. If you try to sell him botted followers, he will ignore you vehemently.
What a guy!
Yeah, he's had many offers of 20, 40, 50,000 followers, and he's just like, what for?
I'd be surprised he doesn't get people like messaging him, asking him for his to buy his tag. To be fair, it's a good name.
It is a good name. Sam came up with that one, funnily enough.
Hey, did she sell it to him?
No. Should have done. Hold on, I'm going to check how many followers he has now.
I'm going to guess. No, actually, I have no point of reference. Let's go 1,500 just for fun.
2,136.
Oh, that's not bad. That's not shabby at all.
Pretty good for someone who doesn't use hashtags.
Supposedly they're dead.
Apparently they're dead. He literally just tags the bars and brands of beer in throws a mention in the caption. That's it.
What a guy.
Yeah. And I think he geotags stuff as well. Of course.
Yeah, supposedly people use that browse feature on Instagram to find fucking places to go, dude.
What's the browse feature?
Like the explore one, where they put in places.
Well, they just type in the word places into that search bar.
No, like beer near me or some shit. Beer. They don't know what puts it back.
Have people heard of Google? Like, what are we doing?
It's like when you catch yourself YouTubing something that you should probably just Google because it's like a 2-step thing.
Sure.
Yeah, I think that's Zoomers on TikTok and Instagram.
Look, I'd never considered that you could search for things around you via social media.
Yeah.
I guess I'm old.
They've got all the data, to be fair.
Google Maps.
I don't know. Yeah, exactly. I just use Google Maps. Because why would you want to search it on Instagram anyway? Because people are posting their best experience or potentially their paid for experience on there. They're not posting the shit.
Exactly. And I think we've mentioned before, I don't necessarily want a food or beverage establishment that has a big social media following. Like, sometimes the dingier the better.
Like, for example, if you're going for a bowl of pho. Or like, what's the classic anecdote about finding a Chinese takeaway?
Oh, just the worse looking, the better it is.
Yeah,
like the more faded the sign, more faded the menus. Like, they got to be kind of yellowing at that point.
Sorry, I got a really good stick on the bottom of my water bottle and then it fell on the floor.
The open close sign isn't electronic. You know, they flip it back and forth, and it's just always open.
Yep, and there's like a faded back in 15 minutes that keeps getting rubbed out and written back on there.
Yep, exactly.
Yep, and it's like finding a good banh mi. You can't like they can't have an Instagram following because their place is just Parramatta hot bread or something, and then
exactly.
There'd be like 70 accounts with that name, so you can't do that.
And they don't need it.
They don't need it because you know what you're getting.
Yeah, the regulars know. I guess maybe I'll try doing that, but my thing is Google Maps. Like, they got all the filters there and stuff too. You just hit the restaurants button.
You can go straight to the menu.
Exactly. It's right there. You don't feel, oh, gee, that photo looks good. I know what I'm going to order at these places. I'm just checking that it's actually on the menu.
I don't give a flying fuck what was it really influencer name? Panic. Every name I think of, I know someone with that name. Bernadette. No, didn't feel right.
No, that wasn't it. That's probably the opposite.
Insert like white girl name here, to be fair. I don't care what they have at the banh mi place because they're not getting chili, they're not getting coriander, and they sure as shit ain't getting pate.
I'm certainly not going to the breakfast spot that they're going to order the fucking parfait. I
don't want fucking sorbet or ice cream for fucking breakfast. I get it that it's got a little bit of muesli on the side, but I want fucking grease, dude.
Exactly. I don't want sorbet and a bowl of seeds for my breakfast.
No.
Thanks, but no thanks.
Seeds are way cheaper at home.
Exactly. I'm coming here to have one of two things, depending on how messy I want my hands to be and how brave I'm feeling and the colour of my shirt. Right?
Will be breakfast.
Sorry, one of three things. It's big breakfast, it's bacon and egg roll, or it's eggs Benny with bacon.
Oh, unless they do a proper ham off the bone situation.
Sure.
I don't give a fuck about that.
Rare though.
Don't give me fucking shaved ham.
No. That's why I usually just straight bat it with bacon.
Yeah. If I see someone else is going past with a slab of ham on it, though, I am all over it like a
orphan on a T-bone.
I was thinking of a footy thing. I don't know. All over like AFL journalism's all over Bailey Smith. Like
Jared Witts on Tim English.
Ooh! Zing!
Don't skip ahead.
I've got a funny on that actually.
All right, should we get to the Butcher of the Week then?
We could do
enough for what is meant to be a rapid episode.
It's all good. Well, there was like at least 2 games of footy that sucked this week. So
this is true. I have a nomination.
Please.
I'm going to nominate. I'm going to nominate myself because I can't fucking talk. This is going to be real fun when I read my headlines later because I've got a tongue twister and a half. I'm going to nominate the social media journalists over at Code Sports.
Oh.
They're a subscription-based Code Footy, subscription-based thing that, throws up an image and a headline and a link or whatever, and then you click on it because it might be interesting, and then it'll pay the fee. No, you can fuck right off. How's that sound?
I just went to click on their homepage. They're charging me to go onto their homepage. Like, how am I meant to know if they're any good?
Don't know.
Trash.
So they put up a picture of Petrarca, Clayton Oliver, and Christian Salem together holding the Premiership Cup and medals on and stuff like it during the parade. Mm-hmm. With a thing saying, we've been on the same journey for a long time. We've done a lot of things together. The three of us, we support each other through the good times and the bad. And then, so normally to picture, quote, who said it, right?
Sensible.
On the line on who said it, it says, one line explainer goes here.
Did you hear that?
Yes. Yes.
That's shocking, that is. People are paying for that.
People are paying for that. Although we got to enjoy that for free because it was just, the picture of the post on social media. So imagine the shit that they're harboring behind their paywall. Shout out the journalists at Code Footy.
I love it. It's the same thing when you get like a MailChimp come out from someone and it's like they forgot to fill in the notification subheading line of their MailChimp.
Yep.
And you're like, oh, you can fuck off, dude. Email deleted.
Yep.
I have a Butcher of the Week as well.
Go for it.
Mikel Arteta.
The Arsenal manager
for saying for the past 2 seasons we have had 2 Premier League titles, which is a quote taken out of context. Completely out of context in a interview when he was talking about the importance of timing when winning a Premier League. And I agree with that, but he forgot to mention that Liverpool have also been competing with Man City and coming second on a couple of occasions at the same time in the same time period. Mm-hmm. And maybe he should have been in the right place at the right time instead of being shit this year.
Seemed like a pretty, I don't know, Man City sucked this year, so it seemed like the right time for someone else to win it.
Look what happened. Yeah, we'll put it under sucks to suck, I think. It's the kind of thing that only looks bad given that he's just lost it.
Yes.
I have absolutely no problem with what he's saying, except that he's just lost it.
Except that it's immediate sour grapes.
Yeah. Straight off the vine. Oh, no good.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got no shit list nomination, though, this week.
Me neither. No, I don't think it's worthy.
Cool. Well, should we move along then to the footy, perhaps?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Do we have a button yet? Very good. Well done.
Oh, it auto-played a drum review I was watching earlier.
Shout out that guy.
Shout out to I think it's eDrummer on YouTube.
Hell yeah, dude!
Maybe the most comprehensive reviews of electronic drum kits on the platform. But there you go.
Very good. Shout out. Alrighty. Thursday night over in Perth, we had Fremantle 12-11-83, Collingwood 15-7-97.
I've got Excellent Elliot adds 6 reasons as to why part-time Longmuir should be lawfully terminated.
Very good. And I had Elliot emptied his revolver on target to help the Pies win the shootout in the Wild West.
It's weird. A guy kicks 6 goals and we both talk about him in headlines.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, wild. Also to note, Lockie Schultz got big concussion, big zombie mode concussion on the ground as well.
Pretty bad one.
Play went on. I have dealt the umpires a please explain. They haven't personally responded to me.
Mm-hmm. Reached out for comment. No one has responded at this time.
Yeah. Unprofessional.
Very good. I was thinking this one was going to be... I had pre-written that headline about shootout in the Wild West because first half was fairly high scoring and then things tapered off a bit in the second half, which I wasn't terribly pleased about. But never let the truth get in the way
Not
of
at that time of night. You're not pleased
story.
with the game tapering off at that time of night.
No, definitely not. Especially not, staying up to watch it Thursday evening.
No,
when it started at 8:10.
Yeah. WA's a problem.
Yeah. Although the NRL is actually going to have a similar problem in the not too distant future.
Go on.
They are getting a Perth team.
Oh shit!
For the
everyone makes mistakes.
The Perth Bears,
which
is a conglomerate of the North Sydney Bears, and Perth from the 2027 season.
2027.
Yep.
Where's the grassroots? They haven't got fucking grass seed down yet, mate. Yeah, I mean, okay.
Poured a bunch of players in, whatever.
The logic from old mate Volandis is bloody hell, the Dolphins were competitive and they're still competitive. Fucking who gives a fuck? Just go to Perth, mate. It's not hard.
They were.
That's my rugby league voice. Yeah,
this is true. Also, except for this week where I think it was the Storm won 64-0. Except for that game, generally
everyone has outliers.
Yeah, generally teams don't get towed up like they do in the AFL.
Because ultimately they're just running into people, aren't they? So
correct. Like there's pretty much always someone in front of you, like immediately in front of you. It's a lot harder to score, whereas the AFL you can score in like 20 seconds.
Yeah.
All
right. Well, good luck to them.
Yeah, I know, right? They'll be able to do a super Saturday now if they do their scheduling right. They can start with a New Zealand game, go East Coast, and then all the way to West Coast.
I couldn't think of much worse. That is a lot of rugby league.
That is a lot of rugby league. They might do a Friday night triple header instead of a double header now.
Oh. I mean, credit to them. Nothing's going to stop me from not tuning in.
Fair enough. But Pie's still good.
Even though they rested half their fellas.
Yeah, Fremantle not very good.
No.
Even at home.
Please explain. Yep. They've lost 2 games at home now this year.
Mm-hmm. All right, Friday night MCG. St Kilda 9-8-62. Carlton 11-11-77.
I can make a wish. Carlton were beaten black and blue on Friday night, but took home the points nonetheless. They had 4 players off in the first half.
Very good, yes.
2 returned though.
They were down to Anne on the bench at one point.
Yep.
Singular guy on the bench. Blues fans starting some wishful thinking after 11-11 miracle victory sees their season resurrected versus the Saints.
Nice.
Thank you.
Look, McGovern did get a big bump, but it was pretty clean looking. So tough.
And if Kerno and Mackay kick 3 straight each, they're probably going to win that game.
Yep. Weird that two big guys both performing, and Mackay actually had a good game outside of just kicking goals too.
Yes.
He was a presence.
19 disposals as well.
Yeah.
Oui.
And he looked strong coming at the ball too, which was nice for him.
Let's hope
Part of his job.
Carlton midfielder Jackson Binns starts performing well, because I'm going to want to write some headlines from that.
Yeah, that'd be great. Or if he performs really badly, you'd also have good headlines.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he gives some games away.
Binns was rubbish.
Yeah, he's binned it. Carlton season bin.
In the bins. All right. Over to Saturday, MCG, North Melbourne. Oh, sorry. Regular Melbourne, I should say.
Basically North Melbourne.
Full fat Melbourne. 7-14-56. Hawthorn 13-13, 91.
No, the confusion is because it was a North Melbourne scoreline for them.
Yes,
hey?
correct.
Father Sam Mitchell, masterful coach, tells the boys he's bored during three-quarter time huddle. Hock then proceeds to kick 6-5 to 1-1 in the final term to make Dad proud.
Very good. And I said the Hawks legal team might have to prepare themselves for a revenge Gorn case after footage of them exposing the Ds who leaked a large load of points was aired on national television.
That's a pretty
fucking gross headline.
Yeah, but it's
pretty good stuff.
Pretty good though. Look, we'll just put it in the category of it would never go on the AFL website, but it's a fucking cracker.
Oh, hold on, don't skip ahead. It might be, we might be getting there. If I'm being honest.
What?
You'll see in a couple games' time.
Oh, okay, all right. Oh, let's move on then. I've got a really good one for the next one.
Shout out the Hawks. I was listening to this game and it was pretty much even at the last break. And then they were like, oh yeah, we'll just double our score real quick that we kicked in the first three quarters. Basically.
Yeah. Gunston was missing everything in the first half. Pretty much. So
3-4.
He decided
the office.
Aiden sent me a message before the game. He's like, "You have any bets for me to put on?" And I can't remember where we went. I think it might have been Bunnings or something. Or I was putting the TV. No, I was putting the TV on the wall right before the game started. And so I needed to be able to see it. So yeah, I didn't get him to put his bet in, but then he messaged me after the game had started. He's like, "All right, all my bets have Gunston for 2 goals. He better not miss." And then the first 2 quarters or whatever, he's just like, "Oh, fucking, let's just kick behinds, lads."
Well, this is fucking shit. I look at his bets.
But he redeemed himself as always.
Very good. All right. Under the Dome, Essendon 11-5-71, Sydney 8-15-63.
Brother, that's my whole headline.
Yeah, nice. Very good.
Yeah.
I had Bombers sputter home as the geographically challenged Gander were misguided in front of goal.
That's a good one.
Thanks.
That's very good.
Kick your goals, I dare say.
Yeah. Did Aaron Francis not miss from the goal square?
There were some bad ones.
Yeah. Look, I think I'm pretty sure he was travelling laterally across the goal square, but still.
Yep. Last quarter, 1 behind to 3 goals 5. Tough look.
Yeah. Look, the last quarter kept it interesting. I thought that was going to be a cool comeback for a little bit there. No.
No, not quite. All right, and then the one of the main events, the co-main event on Saturday night, up at TIO Stadium in Darwin, Gold Coast Suns 15-16, 106. Western Bulldogs 14-12, 96.
I've got Suns got that dog in them, or more appropriately, Suns got the dogs below them on the ladder.
Nice, very good. I've got a nice long one here.
Please.
Not referencing Ben Long, although the forward line looked a lot better.
I've got a Ben thing for you, so just you wait.
Thank you. The Suns had their eyes set on another Darwin victory, but the Bulldogs got themselves into their favourite position with deep inside 50 penetration late. The Dogs were mounting, but the Gold Coast managed to finish faster, beating the Dogs in a climactic ending while avoiding the comeback.
I mean, you didn't say the thing.
No, I didn't say the thing.
It was on the line.
Mm-hmm. But this is what AFL.com.au had to say as their headline. Suns continue Darwin love affair after edging comeback Dogs. So my Max Gawn headline isn't too far away from happening, I think.
That's great. I can't believe that. I prefer yours over the official AFL one.
Thank you. Probably a bit long for a headline, I'll be honest.
It could be the tagline. It's fine.
Late in the match, I was just yelling at the TV, just tap it forward from a centre bounce. Just hit the ball the other direction, please.
Pretty please.
It just kept going down or the Dogs' way. And I was like, please don't do this, not here. And the commentators were like, oh, it's... Suns are hard to beat in Darwin, especially when they get to that 100-point mark, and the Suns were on 99 at the time. And I was like, you're joking. And they're like, oh, they're not quite there yet. And, yeah, not a great time.
In the words of yourself, Tim English can fuck off.
Yes, correct.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. I said in the chat I never want to see Tim English above Jared Witt on a ruck ranking list ever again.
On the hate train, Josh Gablik, AFL journo.
Yep.
Said he rates Tim English above Lloyd Meek.
Well,
so
there goes his credibility.
Jacob has just said his, and I quote, "My favourite AFL journo just ruined his reputation." Look, he might be good as everything else a ruckman does except for ruck.
Yes, sure.
Maybe. He gets up and down the line well.
Mm-hmm.
He's a Mark Blixarves. He's not a ruckman. Yeah.
Of sorts. Definitely. The commentators were having a great time poking fun at both rucks late in the game because they were lumbering.
They were not having a good time.
No.
They didn't. I don't think... I mean, to be fair, Witsy, I don't think feels like roving the ball very often.
No.
But there was not a fucking chance Witsy's hands were going below his hips in the last 10 minutes.
There was one point where there was a what might be described as a low-speed chase where Tim English did run down Witts, but Witts managed to get literally, I don't know, a lick of boot paint on the ball so it wasn't holding the ball. And the commentators were like, I think I've seen a statue move faster than Witts did just then. I think they took a combined, 10 steps between. It was only like 5 steps each, but it covered about 10 meters because they're so tall. But it was so slow and just silly to watch. And then I was glad that Bontempelli got pushed into the goal square and they were trying to rely on Liberty to get it in. And then I'm sure Bevo thought he was a genius when Bontempelli was just being lazy and cheating out the back of the stoppage, out the back of the marking contest, and it just fell in his lap and he kicked it through. I was like, you can't have that. You can't all go for it. Someone's got to sit behind, please.
To be fair, the journos no, not the journalists, the commentators were also like, "Oh, Marcus Bontempelli just knows where the ball's going to be."
Like, literally just didn't go into the contest and it fell in his lap. 2 minutes out.
Okay. Pretty sure you want him to, as I don't know, one of the probably the more expensive players on your list. Go figure. You probably want him to be earning the football, not just having the football land in his lap.
Yeah, yeah. And I'll have
he can do that. He can fight for the football. To be fair, so
correct. And I'll have it on record. 1 goal 3 from him in the match. Either way, another win in Darwin.
Shots fired.
Hardest trip in the comp, playing the Suns in Darwin. Don't skip ahead.
Don't skip ahead.
All right, and then the other co-main event was the showdown in Adelaide. Port 12-12-84. Adelaide 13-11-89.
I've lost my tab. There we go. I've got 2.
Okay.
Suck shit Port. And team that prides themselves on getting up for the emotional games falls short in the biggest game of footy in South Australia.
Very good. Along the same line, and one we've been following all season. Someone is going to need to sign Ken up for a little teal pill subscription because now he can't even get up for the big ones.
Nice.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Once again, when your 2 biggest forwards kick 3 straight each, hard to lose that game. Well, that was close right to the end.
I think it's just great footy analytics from me in the last couple of weeks for both the Blues and the Crows. Just put both your big guys in. Just win the game, mate. Easy. Yeah. It's that easy.
Simple.
But no, like it makes a lot of sense. You get that kick down the wing. That's a little bit safer then. And I mean, I didn't tune in for that much, but I did see. Damn it, not Phil Thorpe, the other one. You could provide a single name here for me. Come on,
Fogarty.
Thank you, Christ. Yeah, Fogarty was up and down, left and right, and then fucking Phil Thorpe was just chilling, bro. Like, it just makes sense. It's just anyway. Sorry.
Worked too well. I watched all of what would have been probably 7.5 minutes of the first quarter when the Suns were on extended quarter time break.
Yes.
And then the last, I don't know, say 5 minutes when the Suns game had finished, because when the Suns were at halftime, it was quarter time in the other one, and then I just stuck it out. Last 5 minutes interrupted because I flicked back so I could watch the Suns song. Sing the song.
I was about to say that you switch over after the song. Yeah.
Very good. All right, and then on to our Mother's Day games. At the MCG, we had Richmond 11-15-81, West Coast Eagles 11-13-79.
The Toilet Bowl provides surprisingly entertaining afternoon footy, with 2 trash teams finding themselves on even footing. The only improvement I could ask for is if Richmond had lost.
True.
Yep. It could be that I went in with low expectations, but I was entertained.
Definitely. And I had, in a surprisingly not terrible toilet bowl, avoiding a stink out of the MCG, the slightly less bad team won, just.
Yeah. Same brain here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think if... I didn't see this until after, and I wouldn't have wanted it to ruin my my thought process of headline writing anyway. But the AFL headline, Yellow and Brown, Youngsters Heroic Sea Tigers Deny Eagles. If this game would have been worse, Yellow and Brown definitely would have been an apt description of the of the toilet bowl matchup.
Why are they saying yellow and brown?
There must be a brown on the...
Camp Bell.
There's a Tom Brown.
No, I'm thinking of Seth Campbell.
Yeah, Tom Brown.
What did he do? Oh, there he is. He kicked a goal.
1-1.
16 disposals. I mean, he had a game. An average
debut
game.
or something.
Yeah, potentially.
Game-saving tackle. That's what it was.
Ah.
Late holding the ball.
Yeah, no, that was a big tackle, actually.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yellow and brown, indeed.
He killed the man.
Yep.
You can't seriously write a headline yellow and brown without thinking about. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what West Coast is going to do.
Get rid of Harley Reid.
They've just got to sell everyone, right?
I think so.
Like, they're going to go winless. They're probably not going to go winless, let's be honest. But
they could.
At this stage.
What's stopping them? Don't let their dreams be dreams. We're talking another draft pick, number 1. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, I guess so. They play North Melbourne in 4 weeks' time, so there's a chance. And then they play the Tigers again in Perth later in the season.
In Perth could be different. That's fair.
So they might get 2. At this rate, they will get none though, but they might get 2. But yeah, surprisingly not terrible. And then down in Geelong, we had Geelong 14-17, 101, GWS 16-9, 105.
Giant Jesse goes gangbusters while Chris Scott overthinks hoodoo hang up and causes tactical disaster class.
Very good. I went simple. GWS get Geelong again at GMHBA.
Thank you for referencing the hoodoo.
Yep.
So would you believe the G team beat the other G team at the G Stadium? Not the G. Don't be confused. But yes, the hoodoo exists. And personally, I blame, and Chris Scott blames himself too. I blame Chris Scott for starting Bailey Smith on the wing and Jeremy Cameron on the ball.
That sounds a bit silly.
It was real. And he says, quote, "It destabilized Geelong."
Certainly did. So we were so close. We were this close from the lack of high vis of the construction site. Hoodoo reversal coming true. Now, GWS may never lose the category again.
Yeah, I think
after this one,
I think all we've confirmed is that it has nothing to do with the workers.
Yep, correct. We've ruled that out.
Yeah, it is just a reverse Brisbane Lions MCG hoodoo at this point.
Yep.
Circa 2 years ago, obviously. But
Geelong 3-5 in the final quarter to 3 goals to.
Ooh. Tough look.
Yeah.
Obviously Geelong's still good. Maybe Chris Scott will just, I don't know, play his on-baller on the ball, play his star forward up front, win games.
There's an idea. You're spitballing.
I'm not a footy coach.
Might work.
But if I was, I'd be starting Jeremy Cameron up front.
Might be the option.
Yeah.
All right, and then finishing off the round down in Hobart, we had North Melbourne 10-11-71, Brisbane 10-11-71.
Boo. I've coined something you're either going to love or you're either going to hate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The Roobart effect was in full swing.
Fuck. I hate it already. Sorry. Continue. Maybe start again. Sorry.
That's what I was checking if you'd love or hate anyway, so that's good. The fucking apple and rhubarb crumble. The Roobart effect was in full swing as the Lions entered the air fryer and left North. The Lions entered the air fryer and left North Lions and neutral fans with the sour taste of a draw in their mouths.
Very good.
Sorry, I like making fun of Ninja Stadium.
Yeah, very good. I like the little very, very subtle, possibly unintentional double entendre of the taste of a draw, which is what the function of most air fryers is that it's a drawer that you pull out and put the stuff in.
That is great. That's perfect. I was trying to think of a sour taste of something you'd air fry as well. Then the answer was in front of me all along.
It's right there the entire time.
Oh, damn.
All right, I'm going to compose myself here.
Game first.
First of all, I'm not sure if footy won or footy lost, but either way, it was fine. These two teams tussled together, one terribly terrific and the other terrifically terrible, as they treated us to a tie in Tassie.
Boo. Great use of alliteration, as always.
Thank you.
That one wrote itself. That one's tie in Tassie. You can't make this up.
Couldn't just leave it there. I had the end. I guess had to write the start.
Yeah.
It's always harder writing the start of the story than it's writing the end.
Yeah. Now the thing is, normally you wouldn't expect a draw because I don't know, wind might play a factor. It didn't look that windy when I was watching it.
It wasn't windy at all, really.
Yeah.
North Melbourne came out with a second half blitz in Ninja Stadium.
Nice one.
Off the dome there.
That was pretty good.
Thanks. Definitely shakes up our thinking about the Lions.
Yeah, this is the Roobart factor.
Yeah. I'm going to have to... I forgot to do research on my theory. Hold on. Bear with me a second. Fill the air.
Okay, so obviously the Roos have Roobart. The Hawks have Hawkseston. Do the Suns get Sarwin?
That's terrible. That's so bad.
I'm having a crack, all right? At least I'm trying.
Fair enough.
The Suns have been playing there for years now. No one's come up with it just quite yet. So
it's not hit. Yeah, it's not hit the airwaves yet. No
not
one
quite yet.
Literally, no one's saying it.
Yeah, I may have said it, but I'm not saying it. Yeah, there is a difference.
All right, hold on. My research
standing by
is almost complete.
Just some news while I've got news.
Yes,
I meant to say during the Suns game, Daniel Rioli has actually become the Rioli with the most games played.
He's no longer. We've got Rioli at home.
Yeah, he is Rioli. He's pipped out Cyril by one game.
Yeah.
And look, that doesn't mean Cyril's getting demoted.
No,
in any way.
Definitely not.
No, Cyril is probably is Rioli at home right now. Like he's probably at home, but he's definitely not Rioli at home. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. He's too good to demote. Sorry about it. And yeah, some more dead air. Look, I can think of
All
of
right,
things.
research done. My apologies.
No,
Now, I had a theory, and I didn't quite check it fully, but this may be a tipping strategy for us for the rest of the season. So out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games so far, each team that the Suns have played, 6 out of the 7 teams, have not won their game the following week. So the Gold Coast Suns might be beating up on teams pretty bad.
Who was the missing team? Who was the one that missed it?
Sydney won their next game in the Battle of the Bridge the following week.
No one can figure Sydney out at the moment.
Correct. And Brisbane drew. So they didn't win.
Should we... I mean, it is great timing to just lead into the tips then.
Correct.
Yeah. Perfect.
So of note...
Should we just tip and flip?
We need to... Yeah, we should.
Oh. All right, no, let's skip ahead. I think we skip ahead straight to the Bulldogs game.
Bulldogs game first.
Oh, I can't.
Looking at the theory.
No.
It's a tough... This will be a tester for the theory.
All right, don't skip ahead. Nah, we'll just edge everyone right now.
We'll
go from the top.
The one everyone wants to hear about, a top 4 clash in Darwin, Suns v Hawk.
It has so much potential to be game of the week.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm just picturing John Newcomb sweaty in the evening in Darwin.
On a Thursday evening, prime time.
I might have to schedule myself to be at home. I've got some Lego to build. I could just do that.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Oh, sorry, it's a decor piece. It's Starry Night by Van Gogh. So
nice, very good.
It's the decor budget. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I'm extremely conflicted in this.
Okay.
Suns win in Darwin.
They do. 7 in a row, I believe. Back to 2022.
Hawk is good. Sun is good.
Also true.
I think I'm actually going to pick the Suns.
The Sarwin effect.
The Sarwin effect. People have been saying it.
People.
Hell yeah.
People have been saying it.
It's catching on. I've got the Suns. I don't think it'll be by much.
No, it'll probably be another close one. I would dare say.
I'll take 2 goals actually. I'll take 12.
And by a close one, that means I'll put my margin at 20.
Savage. Classy, bougie, ratchet, or however the song goes. Yeah, I'm locking in 12. 12 nice. Points, 2 goals the margin.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
And I think if you're Hawthorn, you're going home happy with losing by 2 goals to the Suns in Darwin.
Up there, definitely. What was I going to say?
Sorry, not happy, but
not terribly upset.
Yeah.
All right. Friday night, SCG, Sydney, Carlton.
I could go.
You could go. Would
if
you
I'm
though?
Going, probably not.
Probably not.
No. Doesn't make sense at all. I think I'm going to take Carlton.
I think you almost have to. 2 teams, completely opposite form. I think you got to take the away side.
You got to take the away side and also the statistical underdog.
Yes.
You have to do it. You heard it here first. Easy money.
Mm-hmm. Saturday, MCG, Pies, Crows.
Another potential for an absolute banger of a game.
Yeah. Pies pretty good, though.
Yeah, it's Pies, though.
I'm going to have to go to the Pies. Adelaide Oval, Port, Geelong. Geelong.
Yeah, I'm taking that.
Geelong lining up in the right spots on the field.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. If I can have a little thing on my tip that if Bailey Smith is starting inside mid and Jeremy Cameron is starting up forward, like you should be able to do like automatic tip changes based on that. You know,
based on very, very specific conditions
let me
that
program it now.
you'll see 3 seconds before the first ball is bounced.
Yeah, like let me tip. Or like same with the Carlton game. It's like somehow can I tip Carlton win if Curnow and Mackay both kick 3.
If Sydney they combine win, for 6
Sydney
straight.
win.
Yeah.
Every other situation, and that technically I've tipped it correctly.
Sure, yeah.
Sweet. I'll have to play 2 accounts.
Definitely. All right, NG Stadium, Giants hosting Fremantle.
I could go to this one.
You could.
Not going to, though. It's the Giants.
It's definitely going to be the Giants.
It is Sir Doug Nicholls round too. So
it is the start of Sir Doug Nicholls round.
You've been missing some names here.
I have been because they're not in the ESPN app.
Oh, okay. We'll get them next time.
We'll get them on the recaps. How's that sound?
Yeah, sounds good. When we have time to study up on the pronunciation.
Yeah.
Can't even pronounce that.
Saturday afternoon, Adelaide Oval, Yardapulti versus Geelong Cats. Better?
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks. All right. Marvel Stadium, Western Bulldogs, Essendon. Real tester for the theory here. I'm not ballsy enough to back the trend.
No, I'm absolutely not ballsy enough to back Essendon.
And I'm certainly not going to pick Essendon willingly.
If it was, I don't know,
any other team.
Dogs v Port, Dogs v Giants, not Dogs v Freo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, shit, we've got another toilet bowl. But yeah, it's Dogs.
Dogs. Oh, we literally have the next stall down from last week's toilet bowl.
You can still smell last week.
The bowl will still be yellow and brown. Richmond returns to the G to face North Melbourne.
I think you got to take North Melbourne here. Coming off a confidence-boosting
draw
against the number 1 team in the competition.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You'd always take some confidence away from getting a draw and some points from a cold night in Hobart.
I think if I was a Richmond fan or a Richmond player, you'd obviously get the confidence from winning a game, and then you'd have the immediate, but it was West Coast, though, wasn't it? And we didn't win by that much.
Yes, correct.
Yeah,
correct. Okay, then up at the Gabba, Brisbane hosting the D's.
Fucking hammer the Lions.
Lions by a lot. And then back to the regular disappointing last game of the round will be West Coast St Kilda. Although the Saints aren't that good, and West Coast almost won a game last week, and they're back at home.
I could half take the Eagles. Yeah, I'm going to take I'm going to need to watch a pronunciation guide for that. There's a lot going on in the traditional name.
There is a lot going on in the West Coast traditional name, for sure. How injured is Oscar Allen?
I think he's just getting cycled out of the team.
He's getting rested, so he's not dead.
He sought special advice, and he's fine. I'm getting a phone call.
Fine.
Yeah, no, allegedly he's fine.
Okay.
I mean, I googled injury and nothing came up, so...
Yeah. Hopeful he'll be available. So that makes you think about it, but probably St Kilda still. It's West Coast after all.
My tips can't get any worse than they are. I'm going for it.
Okay, fair enough. There's out of the 3 games on Sunday, there's 2 must-miss clashes. So just footy on Sunday starts at 3:20. That's it.
And even at that point, if you don't like bloodbaths, you're not going to like that.
No.
Sunday, I might have a day off footy.
It might be a day for puzzling or something.
Lego.
Painting. Legos.
Painting Warhammer.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
All right, lock it in.
Lock it in, Eddie.
Okay, and shoe-in of the week. Recaps.
Oh, shit.
You had Hock, so you're on 7. I won by 35. I had Suns, 1 by 10, so I'm on 6. And Kiss of Death had D's.
Yeah, both of D's.
Right. I am going to go. It would be silly not to take Brisbane, right?
Can you?
Are they the biggest favourite?
That's biggest favourite this week. It's actually tight odds.
Really?
For the AFL around the place. There's no. Well, it's because West Coast are playing shit and Richmond and
also
North are also,
yeah,
funny enough, playing each other. So.
Well, for the culture, then the Suns. Sarwin, as they say.
It gets worse, doesn't it, Sarwin? I might take GWS.
That's a good shout, I think. And Kiss of Death
take
would
the
be...
Dogs, but the
It's got you thinking.
The Suns logic got me thinking.
Got you thinking. Kiss of Death would be what, second biggest underdog?
$1.56 difference there.
What are we doing?
It actually
Fremantle?
might be Freo or no, Essendon.
Oh, yeah.
Essendon for sure.
Yep. Bombers. All right. Last little AFL stat out of this round. Should have said this before. It was the lowest cumulative margin for a full fixture of 9 games. 93 points total. Previous record was 126, round 4, 2019.
Huh.
Yeah.
The draw probably helps.
The draw helps. Lots of tight ones. Hawks had the biggest one of 35 points, and all the rest were...
That was the biggest margin.
All the rest were in 15. 14, 15, 35, 8, 10, 5, 2, 4, 0.
AFL loves that.
Pretty tight, as they say. And the North Lions game was possibly the first time 2 teams drew with an identical scoring breakdown, including left and right behinds, hit posts, and rush behinds, although it's fairly new tracking technology, so can't be fully confirmed. But fairly impressive and very useless.
So it's probably like in the last decade.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's still pretty rare, to be fair.
Yeah.
Wild.
Pretty sweet. All right. The offs are going. Progressing. Okay, so he's tied it up ahead on cumulative margin, but that doesn't count in the NBA anyway. It should do. Let's be real.
Hold on, is there a point here?
They were down 1-2 and still up by like 35 points in cumulative margin. But all good. NHL is progressing. The Oilers lost 4-3 the other day to a goal that was scored with 0.4 seconds left.
Oh!
in regular time. But other than that, should we flip a coin?
I've got one bit of
Prem news.
Oh, excuse me. It's useless stat hypothetical bullshit.
Okay.
But it confirms that Man United are essentially frauds. because if results against the 3 relegated teams were removed from the Premier League, United would be last.
Oh.
They've picked up 23 points from a possible 87 against the 16 non-relegated teams. They only punch down. Now, do with that what you will for the upcoming Europa League final, which I've actually put in my calendar and I'm going to get up and watch because I think it's 5 a.m. for us.
That's not bad. That's
not
very
bad.
Doable.
United, Tottenham.
Is that this week?
It might be the one after, potentially. The 22nd at 5 a.m.
Yep.
Thursday.
Very good. I did like to see Ange throwing it back to the journalist as well. With
a trophy would mean a lot to Tottenham. There's no need to diminish.
He was like, you've been covering Tottenham for a lot longer than I've been here. What do you think a trophy would mean to the club?
Yeah. He's
self-aware at least.
Yeah. Look, and I get it. I saw a thing the other day that is a lot about the diminishment of trophies, except for literally winning the Prem or winning the Champions League. I was like, but winning the Europa League is still kind of a massive deal, to be fair. But everyone just goes, the real prize is that you get entry to the Champions League next year. It's like, but don't diminish the accomplishment at that point.
Still beat you're still the best of the next best teams from all the comps.
Like you should be celebrating harder than the people winning the championship.
Yes.
Because you're the next best of the best.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, happy for a flip.
Your flip.
Ooh, okay.
Ready to flip?
Are you thinking about buying some Philips One Blade attachments?
I do need a new head. Probably just buy a whole new one.
Yeah, your head's fucked.
Yeah. Very true.
Sorry, it's not.
Very true. All right, flipping.
Okay. I'm going to go with heads here today.
Oh, tough look for the guy.
Dude, it doesn't make any fucking sense.
The brutal look.
Fucking bullshit.
For those who couldn't have guessed, it was the only other option, which was tails. Kill him.
Stupid enough to fill in the blanks.
22 and 25 lifetime.
Oh, I'm fucking washed.
It's fallen away. All right.
Ever since I accidentally chose tails that one time too. Yeah. Like literally I've just been out of kilter since then.
Yeah, exactly. All right. See you next week.
Fucking cheerio.